Welcome back to the Lifestyle by Real Estate podcast. Today we are going into listing presentation. So whether you have a listing presentation and you want to make sure you cover all the important things, or if you don't have a listing presentation and you want to figure out how to create one, what to put in yours, and what important things you should be highlighting, this episode is for you. So whether you have one or you don't, this is an awesome episode because I literally take you through all 30 pages of my listing presentation. And you're going to be able to go to the show notes and grab the template that I use for my presentation. So I'm super excited. We just released this template for the first time, literally last week. The first round of agents got their hands on it. And so, I'm taking you through the entire listing presentation that I use to land my listings. It's something I've built over the years. It's something that I've had coaches look at. It's something I've collaborated with other agents to build. And it's just something that definitely has helped me land quite a few listings over the last few years. I mean, it's so important to have a listing presentation. So I can't wait for you to hear this episode. It's going to take you through what I believe to be all of the important parts of your perfect listing presentation to help you land those listings. Welcome to the Lifestyle by Real Estate podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Baskis, realtor, coach, and team leader. In this show, we are diving deep into the strategies and tools to help you build a successful and sustainable real estate business. We talk about everything from being a successful brand new agent to interviewing brokers with 40 plus years of experience. We're bringing you the good, bad, and the real sides of real estate. If you're ready to bring your real estate business to its next level and learn from the experts, this show is for you. Alrighty, guys. So today we are going over my listing presentation, and this listing presentation is super special to me. It's something that I have crafted over the years. It's something I've gone in and edited pretty much with every listing I've done, and it is just something that I know helps land me listings. So I think it's really, really important to have. And the thing with this is, even if you're a brand new agent, I'm telling you, like, you haven't even taken the real estate exam yet, or you're on day 1, day 30, it is so important to still have a listing presentation because you never know when you're going to get that call to come for an interview, to come see a house, to come check something out. And I want you to be able to have something on you, to have something with you, to give you that confidence so you don't show up empty-handed. And, the thing is, I've gone up against all different types of agents with way more experience than me, agents that list all of the neighborhood listings, and I still interviewed and got the listing. I have interviewed with strangers. I have gotten really, really good at landing listings when I get the interview. So what I wanted to do was take you through my listing presentation. And what I've done is I've actually turned my listing presentation into a template. I have it fully templated. It's a beautiful listing presentation. And you're getting my listing presentation plus a ton of bonus pages. And what you can do is once you grab that, you can go in and edit it and make it completely your own. So as soon as you grab it, you will have your own listing presentation. I put the link in the show notes, and you can go in and grab it and edit it and make it fully your own. So don't worry if you're listening to this and you have no idea where to start. That's totally fine. We have a templated one for you in the show notes, and it is awesome. It takes you through everything, and it has everything that we're going to talk about on today's episode already templated for you. All you have to do is go in and change the information to be yours and make it yours and customize it to yourself. And it's in Canva, so it's fully customizable. But anyways, for this episode, what I wanted to do was take you through my actual listing presentation, take you through what I think makes up the perfect listing presentation and how you can go ahead and either grab the one in the show notes or make yours maybe even better, make yours already already, templated listing presentation, an even better one, add to it, take away stuff, whatever you need. So I'm giving you guys kind of like an inside look into what is in my listing presentation and what I think are really important components. I've actually had the honor of being part of some really incredible real estate coaching programs, and I've had this reviewed by coaches. I've gotten to see all the other agents' presentations in the program and gotten to like see what theirs looked like and pick and choose what I thought would be great for mine. We've done like some sharing where we've all shared our own listing presentations. So I really do feel confident with this one, because even if you're not a listing agent, but you just go on one appointment a year, or even if you are a listing agent, you go on a ton of appointments, I think this one will carry you through really well. And yeah, it's an awesome one. And it can be edited to make completely your own. So I am going to go ahead and jump into this. And yeah, I figure let's just get started. I'll take you through the whole listing presentation that we use, the one that I give to agents. My team has this listing presentation, and yeah, we have it available for sale in the show notes, and it's honestly at a really, really great price. So let's go ahead and dive into what makes up the perfect listing presentation. So in the listing presentation, the first thing that we have is 2 separate cover photos. So you'll get both of those, but basically they're just cover photos, pretty, to the point. They have your name, your contact information, listing presentation, have a cover photo, and then an inside photo. So that's pretty self-explanatory. The next section that we have is the content section. So this goes through all the different things that are comprised in this listing presentation. So like it breaks up by section. So section 1 is about me, section 2 is about the team, section 3, section 4, section 5, and so on. So we have the content right there as soon as they open it, so they know what to expect from your listing presentation. So section number 1, and again, this doesn't have to be your order. This doesn't have to be the things that are in your listing presentation. This is just the order that I use and the pages that I find to be really important to have. So just bear with me, and I'm just going to take you through step by step. So section 1 is the About Me section. So in this section, if you were doing this on your own, it would be your About You page. It would be, welcoming people to the listing presentation, telling them about who you are, what makes you you, what makes this presentation yours, and yeah, just basically opening up and introducing yourself. On the next page, I have like a bit more of like a formal bio. So like, for example, this would be the bio on your website, and what kind of goes into like, who's Jessica, who are you, and what makes you an awesome agent to sell this home. Here I also have some statistics such as transaction volume, number of homes sold. I break down some numbers, but you don't have to do that, especially if you're a newer agent. That may be something that intimidates you. But I will say, just kind of like a little side note, if you don't have your own numbers, you could always use your brokerages or your team. So that's something really important to keep in mind, because in this listing presentation, if you're part of a team or a brokerage that's tight knit and works closely together, you could always share the team information. And obviously you want to make it clear that this is your team's numbers, but that way you still have really strong numbers and a really strong backing behind you without necessarily using your own numbers if you don't feel like you want to share yours. And the same thing goes with the next page. So the next page, I have testimonials. These are written out testimonials that I've had people do over the years. They're some of my favorite ones, and I've just basically comprised them into a few pages of my listing presentation. This is all about building that know, like, and trust. And so when people see like, I have them talking about like how I helped them sell their home and how it was like such a smooth process, how I made everything so easy, how I always take good care of the people that they referred to me. These are all testimonials that refer to the great job that I've done as a listing agent. So that is the next page that I have in here, are testimonials. And then I have like little screenshot testimonials. Testimonials are amazing to include. They're probably the quickest way you can build up know, like, and trust, especially if you're interviewing with somebody that you don't know, or that doesn't know of you really. So testimonials are huge. The next thing that I have in here is what I call section number 2, and it's meet the team, meet the brokerage. So meet the Baskey's team at eXp Realty. And then this section just kind of goes through who I am, who's on my team. So this could be, introducing the either like another agent that you work closely with on your team or introducing your brokerage as a whole. So I kind of talk about me and the team member that I work closely with. I talk about who's on my team. I talk about their role and how they'll help in the selling process. But if you don't have team members, don't worry about it. You can also just either introduce your brokerage here, or again, you don't have to use these pages. The next section that I have is a bonus section. I included this for you guys. It's the how we sell safely during COVID. This may not be a relevant section to you anymore. Obviously, every state had different rules, so you may just want to take that one out, or if it is still relevant, go ahead and use it. The next bonus page that I gave you guys is the preferred vendors list. So this is an awesome page. It will give you something to refer back to. So for example, if they do choose you to list with, they'll have that page for the rest of the time. You tell them, make sure you hold on to this listing presentation. They'll probably keep it in their kitchen, especially if you make this look nice. It's not something they're going to want to throw away. So they'll hold on to this, and you'll tell them, you can always refer back to the preferred vendors list, and kind of gives them that extra, okay, I'm going to keep this presentation, in a place where I can access it, so I can have access to all these things that Jessica provided for me. And then in turn, every time they open that drawer, they see me, they see my listing presentation. So there's a number of reasons I can go into why you should have a listing presentation. I know I kind of did that in the beginning, but that's another one, because people hold on to these. You'd be surprised. People keep these, especially something like this. So just so you guys know, I get this question all the time. I print mine over at Office Depot or Staples. I don't know which one it is. Office Depot, Staples, I guess they do the same exact thing. So I print mine over just at one of those bigger companies, but if you have a local printer, they can print it too. And then I have it on thick pages. I have it spiral bound. You can definitely tell that this was professionally printed and not something that I just printed on my computer. But if you're just starting out and you don't want to pay to have it professionally printed, by all means, put it in a binder, print it out, put it in sheet protectors. It will look probably just as professional. So anyways, I get sidetracked. It's my thing. The next section that I have this is a really cool section. And this is something that I saw a lot of listing presentations that I was in that coaching group with. A lot of them didn't have a section like this. A lot of them really just talked a lot about the agent. They talked a lot about their brokerage. They talked a lot about, themselves, and a lot of them didn't have what actual marketing strategy they're going to use for selling the home. And I think this is really important. So whenever I see a listing presentation with a marketing strategy, I loved it. I thought it was really impressive, and I knew that it was something that I needed in mine. And again, you guys will have this in yours, but basically mine is a 30-point marketing strategy. You can have a 10-point marketing strategy. You can have a 500-point marketing strategy. What's really important here is that you don't overpromise and underdeliver. That's the biggest thing. So if you're going to include a marketing strategy within your listing presentation, just make sure it's something you can actually deliver on. So when I have my marketing strategy section, the next page even outlines here. It says that we will cover a plethora of marketing strategies that we offer for our sellers. Every home is unique, and therefore we will put together a custom marketing strategy for your home. Next few pages have a list of strategies and tools we implement and sell our homes quickly at top dollar with. So that even explains to them, we might not necessarily need to use all 30 points of this marketing strategy, especially in this market. I tell people straight up, we're not going to need to employ all of these marketing pieces in this market since things are selling so quickly, but we do have them as options, and we will still use a lot of them. And then what we can do is after the listing presentation, we can put together a custom strategy for your home, do what's important, especially because for example, I have in here that I provide yard signs, but 90% of communities in Boca Raton do not allow yard signs because of their HOAs. So, you don't want to go ahead and tell somebody you're going to give them a yard sign if you can't. So what I do is I give them all the options. Here's the things that we can do for your custom marketing strategy. And then we piece them together. So under promise, over deliver, much better than over promising and under delivering. Promise, you don't want to be that person that says you're going to do 100 things and then doesn't execute on them. So if your marketing campaign has 5 points in it, I'd rather see that than see a 50-point campaign that you can't actually execute on. So for example, if in here you say in your marketing strategy, you say that you do professional drone photography, I want to make sure that you have access to a drone photographer if that's something that your clients want. If you sit here and say that you do, Let's take a look here. So on here, if you say that you do weekly emailed reports, I want to make sure that you actually have the ability to email them weekly. Make sure that you remember what you said you would do and follow through on it. That's more important than most of this stuff anyway, is the follow through. In here you might want to include things like open houses if that's something you do, for sales sign, social media campaign, marketing campaign, follow up, pricing strategy, showing feedback, what you do to keep the house secure. Do you offer like Supra technology lock boxes? Maybe you do weekly check-ins. Maybe you do virtual staging. Maybe you do in-person staging. I'm just throwing a bunch of options out there for you. And these are all things that you can include in your marketing campaign. And if you do 20 other things that I didn't mention, awesome. Go ahead, include it on here. And like I said, just make sure they know these are either options of things we can do, and make sure you can actually do them, or tell them like, this is the exact marketing campaign we do for every house. We're going to do X, Y, and Z, and that is it. So you have options here to play around with it. But yeah, the most important thing here is just showing them what you can do, how we market your house, how we get it sold at top dollar, what makes us different from the competition. So that is the marketing section. The other thing I have in the marketing section is actual examples of what the marketing looks like. So, for example, I have pictures of virtual staging examples, what a home looks like before it's virtually staged and after it's virtually staged. I have photos of drone photography showing like, look at how much extra you get in the photo when you do a drone. Like if I had just posted a photo with no drone, you wouldn't have even known there was this beautiful lake in the back. You wouldn't have known the ocean was right there. You want to really show off marketing examples, why your marketing is important, maybe photos of flyers that you've produced. Another thing I really like to include in the marketing examples is photos of your social media campaign. So if you've run Facebook ads, or if you've gotten like really good rates on Zillow for something, or if anything that you've done really well, really successfully in your marketing, show that, show it off, show them a screenshot of a photo that you boosted getting 5,000 views. I want you to show off what you've done here. So we have one piece that's kind of like the marketing strategy that you offer, and then the other piece is examples of that marketing. Again, the examples pieces, just like the testimonials, are always to build that know, like, and trust. They're going to trust you if they see you've done this before and you can do it again for them. The next section that I have in here is the art of pricing. In here, in the template that I gave you, I explained why pricing is so important, because as realtors, we always know that pricing is so incredibly important. And I even included a graph so you guys can literally show them like a visual graph of what happens when you overprice, the amount of buyers that you cut out when you go 10% over market value, when you go 15% over market value. And I show them how many buyers you're actually cutting out of the equation when you start to overprice by too much. And then how if you like underpriced a little, or if you go a little more conservative, the amount of buyers that actually goes up to coming to your property. And from there, you can actually create a bidding war. So I have an actual graph in there for you guys, and you'll get it with the listing presentation. For your market, you may need to change the numbers a little bit, but this was just a good rule of thumb to use. And it really just kind of shows them the step up progression and what happens if you overprice versus price at market value, or even underpricing, and how that can create a bidding war because you're bringing so much of the buyer pool to your home. So this section is really just about talking about how important pricing is, and breaking it down for them and why it matters to price accordingly. So that's a really good section to go over while you're in the listing presentation, is make sure you hammer in on price, because a lot of the times, people want to grossly overprice, and this can kind of show them like, okay, but here are the repercussions of that. Here's the buyer pool that we're cutting out if we go to X, Y, or Z asking price. So this section I think is really important for you guys too, because as agents, the price that they most likely should be asking. And so this kind of helps you get your point across, even to the most stubborn sellers. Hopefully this will help you show them, maybe they're more visual, and it will help them show them like, okay, but this is what happens if we do that price. So that is in the art of pricing section. The section that I have for you guys after that is your home section. So this is where we talk all about their home. This is another thing that I do not see in a lot of listing presentations, but when I did come across it, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was fantastic. And I was like, this is definitely something that I want to make sure to keep in my listing presentation. So this is actually considered an entire bonus section for you guys. And the reason why this is a bonus section is because some people have actually had the idea of taking this and using it as a pre-listing packet. So what that means is some agents will actually make this a two-step process. What they'll do is they'll show up to the house maybe a day, or maybe they'll mail out a few days before a pre-listing packet that kind of introduces them and introduces, minorly who they are, what they're going to do, maybe the brokerage. And then they include this Your Home section for them to fill out before we actually get to the listing presentation. Now, doing a pre-listing packet, I know it's extra steps and that may not appeal to you, so that's okay. That's why I included it all as just one listing presentation. I don't want to throw extra steps onto you if you're not comfortable with that. So while it's called a bonus section, you can absolutely keep this as part of your listing presentation and go over this section with them in person. It works great. I do it in person. I love it. But some agents want to, either have that extra touch point or have them fill it out before. So you can actually take this section and just create it as its own little pre-list package. And some sellers are going to really like that. They're going to like that before you even show up for the listing presentation, you're on top of things. You're showing up. You're giving them little homework to do, So either way is totally fine. I keep it as part of my listing presentation. But if you want, just know you can go ahead and cut this section out and use it as a pre-list package or part of your pre-list package. So let's go ahead and look at it. And I want to talk you guys through this one too, in case this is something that you don't have. So in this section, this is all about them. And as we know, as we talk about on the podcast, people love to talk about themselves. They want to talk about themselves. They want to talk about their home. That's like something that's really important to them. It's usually a really big piece of their life. They're gonna like talking about it to you. So in this section, if they filled it out before as a pre-listing packet, I want you to make sure you bring this with you and you go over what they answered in person. If you're doing it in the listing presentation in person, here are some of the questions that I ask. What is your reason for moving? What are 5 things you love about your home? What do you love about your neighborhood? And are there any special features that you want buyers to know about? So just some simple, to the point questions that are included here. And then you can add to those questions, you can take away. But what I find to be even more important is this next step, the property improvements pages. So here, if you have the listing presentation in front of you, you can see we have a ton of different points that we touch on for this section. So have you updated a bathroom? Have you updated the roof? Does it have a new AC? What year is the hot water heater? Have you put in new fencing? What type of hurricane protection do you have? There's a ton of touch points here that we want to go ahead and note down what improvements they have done. There's a checklist. You can check it off, then put what year that they were done. So let's say, for example, they painted the exterior. You can check off that they have new exterior paint. It was done in, let's say, 2020. You would write that there. And then in the description, you can put, recently painted in 2020 and left paint in the garage. If you have any notes to do, you can put them right there. So this whole section is to really get their brain going, because this is what always happens. They tell me, oh, we haven't done any upgrades. Oh, we haven't done much. Or, these are the things we did. We didn't do anything else. But then when I actually go through this with them and go point by point, they're like, oh yeah, we did update that bathroom. Oh yeah, you know what? Actually, our air conditioner is newer. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it turns out they did add a few trees to the back. This starts to get their brain going. And the really, really cool thing about this is if you do this with them in person, you have all these notes. I always follow along with my own listing presentation and I write down notes as we go along. And so now you have these notes, you have these updates, you have these improvements written out, and most likely any other agent that came in doesn't. And so what's going to happen? The seller's going to be like, well, Jessica knows all of these things. We don't even know what we told her, but it's probably pretty important that, any agent has that information and only she has it because you took the time to go through this improvement list with them. So I love this section, whether you have them do it as homework or you do it with them. I think it's a fantastic section. And if they do it as homework, make sure you go over it with them. They could maybe fly through doing this and not even realize that they did a few upgrades that they completely forgot about. It happens all the time. So that's a really cool section to have. And then we have on the back are the home features. So for example, HOA dues, what gas company do they use, what electric company do they use, what cable company do they use, and just making sure you have all the important information. So when you do land this listing, you have everything you need to enter it onto the MLS. And then on the very last page, I just have a page wrapping up. It says, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I can read this to you guys. I said, more than anything, I want to thank you for your time and consideration. Thank you for taking the time to learn about how I can provide you with the best and most optimal selling experience. And then I kind of go into like a little just thank you for having me. It means the world to me. And then it has my logo. So I just finish up with a quick thank you note to the seller. Thank you for your time. Either way, I really appreciate you having me here. So that is the listing presentation. This has been, such a cool presentation to work on over the years. And thankfully, I've been able to collaborate with a lot of agents and kind of like literally come up with what I call the perfect listing presentation. I've emailed this to sellers and landed listings, which is the craziest thing because this, like literally without going in person, I have literally emailed this presentation to sellers and been chosen just off of the email. So this is a really, really important thing to have. I had a listing presentation before I had any listings. It's just so important to have this, and it will make you look so professional. You will not show up empty-handed, which is so important because if the agent that came before you had a presentation and you show up like, hey, how are you? Show me the house. You can pretty much assume who they're going to believe is more professional and more qualified to do this. Probably the person that came prepared. And so this will give you that extra level of confidence, that extra level of preparedness, that organization that you need to make sure that you walk into that listing appointment confident and that you can walk in and say, this is me. This is what we do. Here's how we're going to sell the home. And it just, like I'm literally smiling as I say that, but it literally gives you just that huge extra boost of confidence, if anything. And it gives your seller confidence in you in return. I can't say enough good things about having a listing presentation. It's probably one of the best investments you'll ever make into your business because what you'll do is you'll print them out, you'll keep them in your car, you'll keep them in your office, and you'll always have them. So even if you get a listing appointment on the go, you will not ever have to show up empty-handed. So again, that's why I think it's just so important to make sure you have this because even if you've never had a listing before, at least you will be prepared and you will be ready when your next one comes. So it's all about that mindset of being ready for what you want. If you want to be a listing agent, I really hope that you'll have a listing presentation in place. So there's one that you made your own and went through everything today. But if you want the easier way, the way that takes out a lot of the stress, a lot of the complication, you can go ahead to the link in the show notes and grab this exact listing presentation template. It's built like a little mini course. I literally take you through the whole presentation and give you examples of what you can write in each section, and you get the template immediately. So as soon as you sign up, you will get the template and everything will come to your email. So you can literally start working on your listing presentation today. Make sure you have it done and all saved and good to go. So that was a good episode. I know I went through that kind of quickly, but I just wanted to make sure we could get through the whole presentation. And yeah, you guys are awesome. And thank you for listening. As always, I would love to hear your feedback. And I'm so excited for you guys to get your hands on this. I really am. So thank you for hanging with me. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Lifestyle by Real Estate podcast. I'm so happy to have you here. If you enjoy the show, please be sure to subscribe so you stay up to date when each episode drops. For more agent content and to grab your discount links, be sure to check out the show notes. See you next time.